Hello y'all, this is Autumn Begonia Under the Auspicious Cloud, or just Autumn Begonia, a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 set in the turbulent years of the Chinese Warlord era. We're on the select country screen now, and the featured countries here are the Antwi clique, the Zili clique, the Fengtian clique, Jilin, the Shanxi province, the Qmal Khanate, and the Altai special region. And I should note, this modification has recently released as of this time, and the only countries with focused trees as recording currently are the Fengtian clique, the Zili clique, and the Antwi clique. This mod begins on May 4th, 1919 in terms of start date, and it is a successor to the previously released Warlord era modification, I believe. And so May 4th is significant because it was a date a large amount of Chinese students greatly protested the Chinese government's weak response to the Treaty of Versailles decision to allow Japan to retain Qingdao, some territory in Shandong that they had gotten from the Germans in 1914, at least due to the events of World War I, and the demonstration ended up leading to, well, it sparked, for one, nationwide protest and would spur an upsurge in Chinese nationalism. That's the significance of May 4th, 1919 in a mod set in Warlord era China, which is, to give some backstory on that, and the Warlord era began in just to explain it all, the Warlord era began in 1916. Where is Beijing? My goodness. The Beiyang Government, where is it? It's very insignificant, I know, but I gotta find it. Okay. So, the Warlord era began in 1916 when Yuan Shikai, the de facto dictator of China, after a revolution had overthrown the Qing dynasty, and the Qing dynasty, they had the Qing remnant court here. They were overthrown in 1912, and 1916 when Yuan Shikai died. I should note that Yuan Shikai tried to make himself emperor, but it didn't go very well. And this kind of kick-started the whole Warlord era because there was a power vacuum. And just to explain the Beiyang Government as a concept, it was the internationally recognized government of the Republic of China between 1912 and 1928, and was later kind of, forcefully merged with Sun Yat-sen's KMT government, and Sun Yat-sen's KMT government at the time was led by his successor, Chiang Kai-shek, who at this point in 1919, I think is like a lieutenant or something. Chiang Kai-shek is around Mao Zedong. Communism isn't really too relevant in 1919 China, I would say, and that would put an end to the Beiyang government, I believe, in 1928, and it was internationally recognized government from 1912 to 1928. So that's just what the Beiyang government was. I think technically all of this is the Republic of China, but there's just so many political factions and different groupings. And let's go now with everything kind of explained about why China is like this in 1919. Let me go to the political tab here and just check out things. The team did a very nice job, the developer team, making all this stuff here. So we have national spirits, then we have some very interesting stuff. We have the ideology system. Basically isn't like your conventional ideology system, you just have non-aligned, and non-aligned means you don't have Japanese influence, American influence, I think also British influence and French influence are the other ones. And I should note that warlords in real life in this period of Chinese history, this very fascinating period of Chinese history, were flexible in their ideology. Some were very much into ideology and adhering to it, but some others just didn't care. And we also going back to this, we have after we have looked at the ideologies, which we have done now, we have the Antwi clique follows the principle of plutocratic militarism. That's apparently a thing we have to be concerned about. Then there is different ruling factions in the clique, which is, pretty well made here for sure. Then beyond that, we have the different policies. We have conscription law, administrative monitoring, trade policy, economic policy, welfare policy, state health care, education policy, child worker policy. Oh, we have child labor in this mod. Very neat. I suppose that's the first mod Well, not too neat, but I suppose this is the first one I've seen with such a mechanic. You have work hours, unlimited work day. Goodness gracious. You have minimum wage, work hour, well, unemployment and pensions, workplace safety, trade unions, voting rights. This is so many things you can just change around, although I don't think you can change them all. Some of these are just changed by maybe focuses, perhaps. There is press rights, currency reform, gambling policy, opium trade policy, alcohol consumption policy, and tobacco sale policy. This is perhaps the first Hoi 4 mod I've seen with a opium mechanic and a tobacco sale mechanic. I should also note there is a National Assembly of the Beiyang Government screen. And let's go now to the research tree. And here we have going to the infantry. It's very somewhat different. It is just all of the military stuff is consolidated into one tab, and the research tree is greatly reduced to an extent. You have them just equipment for your army, your military, well, for the army. Then you have trains. There is stuff for the navy. And I don't think, we have something for artillery. Is there anything for aircraft? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just infantry. Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. We have something for the Air Force. Yeah, we have biplanes, fighter planes. Okay. That's very nice. And let's go to the other part of the research tree. And that is just the project portion. And this is where all your industrial stuff is. You have light industry, construction, and what is this supposed to be? Military doctrine stuff? I guess it is, yeah. This is basically army doctrine. Wow, that's very much just streamlined, isn't it? Into that one area. Okay, so that's pretty much the tech tree. And we're going to now be looking at the countries more. So let's see the factions. First, we have quite a few. We have, basically, even though you play as the Fangtian clique and all these other cliques, I think they're kind of also represented as factions, where they have all the members of the factions within it, and just, there's a war going on as well. There's a starting war. We'll look at that in a moment. But going on beyond, then we have the Xili clique, the Yantui clique, all these different warlord factions in China with their faction leaders, and the leader of the Fangtian clique, of course, is the Fangtian clique, Antui clique. The Antui clique has the Antui clique as its leader. Then for the other ones, we have, let's see, there's so many warlords. This is just one of the most intriguing parts of Chinese history, really. Xili clique. You have also the Constitutional Protection Movement. I think this is Sun Yat-sen's group, possibly. I could be wrong, though. I may be wrong. And then we have also the Sichuan clique. Where's their leader? Goodness gracious. There's so many different warlords. It's so many of them. Okay, so the Sichuan clique, where is their leadership? Okay, that's not the right one. Who leads this faction? The Sichuan Supervisory Army. Where is it? Where is it? Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Okay, there. It's a tiny little country, but yeah, the Sichuan Supervisory Army leads the Sichuan clique. Then we have the Ma clique, and they're led by the Nixia Ma clique. Yeah, that's who leads that. And then I think that's all the factions here, really. Yeah, it seems to be the case. And this is, who's this war? What are all the wars in the world? Let me see. Current wars. There's none going. Is it a border conflict? What's the deal here? Who are you fighting? This is it's the Shanzi Zhuangkun. I can't say that. It's just some conflict going on. And I think at this time, the Beiyang government technically controlled everything. That's not Beiyang, that's British Tianjin. Some foreign quarter there. The Beiyang government, technically, internationally speaking, was the recognized ruler of all of this divided parts, all of these divided parts of China. But here in Autumn Begonia, it's depicted as just, you have all these smaller, you can play as the smaller units, with a smaller administrative units, I suppose, and the warlords. And now let's go over all the countries in the world. We'll go from east to west, I suppose, or no, we'll go from west to east. So here we have Alash Orda. I should note it's 1919, so Russian Civil War isn't over yet, but there is Soviets and White Russians. And in the Warlord era, there was a lot of mercenaries from the Russian Empire, the former Russian Empire, that got involved in the fighting in the days of the Chinese warlords. We have the Sichumak, I can't say that, Simerchi, Cossack host, Turkestan, Soviet provisional, our Russian government, Kolchak still alive as of this time, Protectorate of Yarnkol. There is the Karakorum Altai Confederate Republic. Tons of very obscure minor states here in this mod, honestly. Chiefdom of Kairai, Altai Special Region. Then we had to go south here because we're going from west to east. We have the Chiefdom of Naiman. And then there is the Bismachi Liberation Movement, who has a generic leader. This is just I think that's definitely, I don't think that's Enver Pasha. I don't believe that is. You have the Emirate of Bukhara and the Kingdom of Afghanistan, Jammu and Kashmir, who's a subject of the British. And the British are technically on the border here. Their capital is the world border. You have the princely states, and you just have British India, basically, United Kingdom. There's the state of Hyderabad. And who else? What else am I missing here? We have the Kingdom of Nepal, Tibet, Sagya. Who controls this territory here? I guess the Kingdom of Bhutan. Very interesting setup there for the Kingdom of Bhutan. There is Sagya. Again, oh wait, we just saw them. There's the Kingdom of Powo, and that's a very obscure kingdom that existed in Tibet, apparently. And then now, we're going to China last, because there's a lot of stuff in China. We have the Retikosan Kingdom, it's Thailand/Siam, the French Republic. There is the Cheonghan Chiefdom, the Wa Confederacy. This is kind of like in Burma, the Jinma Kingdom, and the Mangshi Confederacy. Chiangya, very interesting there. And what else is up here? I'm going to just save China for last here, looking at all these countries. We have the Zaibal Kol Cossack host. Then we have the Amir Oblast. And this guy here is kind of like a placeholder leader. I should note that. There is the Usuri Cossack host. We have the Empire of Japan. They control Korea as of this time. No Manchuria just yet because it is 1919. The Primor government. And it is just wild to think that China was so divided kind of like this, and the Russian Civil War was going on at the same time. It's just very chaotic in this part of the world in this period. We have the Philippine Insular Government, and they're a subject of the United States of America, who on the map really just control Hawaii, and that is it, I think. Yeah, they just control Hawaii. And let's now dive into China. I'm going to butcher a lot of Chinese names, and I'm just going to say that now for sure. There's the Xinjiang clique, the Qaidam tribes, the Yansu Circuit, the Kumal Khanate, the Bald Khanate. It's essentially Mongolia. Sungol League, the Yuanquab League, the Aoxa League, and we have also the 8 tribes around the sea. What kind of epic name is that? The 8 tribes around the sea. That's pretty good. The China Ma clique, the Shiny Ma clique. Then there is the Liangzhou Ma clique, as well as the Ningxia Ma clique. We have also the Kingdom of Nangqian. I don't know what their thing is, but they have a very nice flag. There's the Yushul tribes as well. And going from Tibet, we have also the Chunobian Special Region, the Kingdom of Moli. There is the Chiefdom of Ningjong, Yunnan clique is here. We have also Qiangya, I think I already saw them. The Guangxi clique, Qiangya, this is like the territory of the Constitutional Protection Movement. The Guangdong Huchafan, and Japan controls Taiwan, it looks like. The Guangdong clique, I should note, the UK controls Hong Kong here. There is the Guangzhou military government, and the Guangdong clique. There's the Fujian Jiang, I'm not going to bother. Fujian province, I can't pronounce that. Fujian Jiangguang, Jiangxi, Hunan 2nd Division, 3rd Division, Hunan province. And there's so many warlords. The Wugang garrison, the Zhejiang garrison, the Hunan province, the Yunling garrison, Hunan, Jingolzhan, Dongchuanjuan, Hubei. Once again, I apologize for the names. I am really messing these up. I know I am. Hubei, Zhongguang. Hubei is right there. I don't know what Jiangguan, what that means, but it is a lot of places. Sichuan 2nd Division, Sichuan 2nd Division, 6th Division, Sichuan, the Yuanshan 1st Route Army, Route Army, the Yushan 2nd Route Army, the Sichuan 5th Division, the Sichuan Supervisory Army, the Sichuan 3rd Division, the Sichuan 8th Division, the Sichuan 4th Division. Does every division get their own country? I guess they do, technically. The Songpan Garrison, the Chiefdom of Somo, we have the Chiefdom of Tinpa, the Chiefdom of Chotski, Chanirun Special Region, I think I saw them already, the Kingdom of Trakyap, the Hor Confederacy, the Miao Kingdom, the Nyolglok Tribes, the Hakyu Tribes, the Xingdrak Tribes, the Kron Chiefdom, the Sangorari Kingdom, Rongwo Monastery. A monastery has a country? I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. La Brang Monastery. Okay, I think that one's the cooler one. It has a leader, I guess. It has a building as a leader. That makes it automatically cooler, I guess, among those two monasteries. There is the Kanzu Province, the Shanxi Province, the Xiangjunsan. We have the Shanxi Province. Then there is Xiangxi Zhonggujun. I don't know what that word means. It pops up a lot for country names here. We have Henan, Hubei, Jiangxi. We already saw that clique, I think. Fujian Province. There's Xizang. I hope I'm not missing any of this, but I may miss some of them. Yangtze Inspector Generalship, Jiangsu. We have the Empire of Japan, and also the German Reich is here. What little places the German Empire, the remnants of the German Empire's territory in China, the French Republic, the international settlements is here. We also have Shandong and Henan, also the Shanxi clique, the Saili clique, the Andui clique, the Chaha Special Region, the Suyun Special Region, the Yakijul League, the Zango League, we have the Yoda League, the Rihi Special Region, the Fangtian clique, we're getting more into Manchuria, Juan, Gorlos Banner, however you say it, Heilongjiang, there is the Dorbat Banner, the Jalaid Banner, and the Cochin Banner, and the Barga Tribe, and the Halar Special Region. And that's all the countries. Oh, I forgot a few, actually. Hold on. I gotta find them. I need to point them out. We have Tianjin, all these foreign concession territories. We have the United Kingdom here. There's the Kingdom of Belgium, and there's the Kingdom of Italy. And, of course, in Beijing, we have, I think this is Beijing, may not be. I think it is. We have the Beiyang Government. The international settlements is here, and there is the Qing Remnant Court led by Yang Puyi. This is the last emperor, but this is well before his time in Manchukuo. And yeah, and with that, this has been, I believe that's every country here. I didn't miss any. We have the Korean Independence Army, lovely. And I think with that, this has been Autumn Begonia. And it has quite a lot of potential, honestly. You can check it out in the video description. If you really like the Chinese Warlord era as a period of history, this is definitely the mod for you. And besides that, if you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.